Hello, Adelaide. I received your owl.
Thank you for coming. You see, my uncle Roland is a metal trader who's quite well known in the goblin community. He normally sends me owls every week when he's on his business travels. In his last owl, he alluded to dealings with those radical goblins, Ranrok's loyalists. It's been ages since that owl and I'm worried. What with the troll attack on Hogsmeade and the rumours that goblins may have been involved, well, I'm fearing the worst. Should I be worried about my uncle, or am I overthinking this?
I think you're right to be concerned, Adelaide. Your uncle may be in trouble.
You're much more understanding than Professor Weasley. She heard I was going to look for him and forbade me from leaving the grounds. She's convinced he can handle himself, but I can't concentrate on anything until I know he's all right. Could you try to find out for me? From what I hear, you're almost as adventurous as Uncle Roland.
Has your uncle traded with many goblins?
Yes, for ages. Even speaks gobbledygook. But he only recently mentioned Ranrock's lot, insisting the galleons were worth the risk. He does it for me. Between robes and supplies, attending Hogwarts costs a fair sickle. And besides that, Uncle Roland has expensive taste. He's sacrificed so much for me over the years. I promised him that as soon as I finish Hogwarts, I shall be the one taking care of him.
I'll try and look into it for you, Adelaide.
Thank you. He's very thorough in his record keeping, notes all his trades in a journal, makes maps. In fact, in his last owl, he drew me a map of his next stop. He planned to set up camp north of here. I do hope you're able to find out where he is. Thank you again for any help you can provide.
Come up to me. I'll stick 'em like a knobtail. child!
Seems quiet. Too quiet, if you ask me. Feels like I've been at this for hours.
Could this be Mr. Oakes's campsite? Ranrok's loyalists just...
Incendio! Confringo! Pulso! Arresto momentum! Pulso!
Pity, not quite. Your spells glance off of me.
Incendio!
I'll bury you in that deepest spot. Why can't I hit you?
Incendio!
Come here, you. I won't rest until you're
Confringo! Incendio! Incendio! Confringo! Incendio!
Get accustomed to that. I won't rest until you're dead.
Arresto momentum! Confringo! Incendio!
Now, to find out what happened here. Adelaide said that her uncle kept notes of his trades, maps, Mr. Oakes's trade journal. What do we have here? Not the best place for an unaccompanied student. I may have more luck higher up in the keep. A ladder. That's what I need.
Confringo! Incendio! Arresto momentum!
Not go well for you.
Confringo! Incendio!
Lucky, that's all. The move of a coward.
What are you up to now?
This is the spot on the map. I'd best have my wits about me.
Arresto momentum! Confringo! Incendio!
Drag this out. Unnecessary. Spells well taken. I won't rest. Dead.
Incendio! Arresto momentum! Confringo! Incendio!
Seems the coward fled. Why is this figure running from me?
What will we find in here?
Is somebody there? It's punishment to us all to have that miserable
Closer!
you.
Confringo! Incendio!
You won't get away with
Arresto
that.
momentum! Confringo! Potato!
It looks as though Adelaide's instincts were spot on.
Utterly pitiful. You don't believe you can. Someone been taken out last week.
Confringo!
Ranrok, well, you're safe. sure. I won't rest till you're dead.
Arrest them. Closer.
That was meant for me.
Fringo.
You can't stop us.
Closer.
Was that your best?
Fringo. Potato.
I was
Incendio.
I will make you.
Arrest them.
Stop it!
Fringo.
Not quite.
Incendio. Closer.
Firebound, what is a pumpkin?
Closer.
Easily diverted. It won't stop me.
Potato. Confringo.
You will suffer.
Arrest
I
them.
won't rest.
Confringo. Incendio.
I will make you pray.
Incendio.
This'll be a lark.
Hello? Mr. Oakes?
Yes, I'm here. They've taken my wand. This cell has an enchanted lock. I have experience with these locks, but I need my wand if I have any chance of opening it. Look for a boiler door. I've heard them speak of it.
I need to find Mr. Oakes's wand. Where could it be?
What?
Incendio. Confringo. Incendio.
I won't rest. Dead.
Boiler door. How to open it?
Confringo. Arrest them. Incendio. Confringo. Closer. Confringo. Incendio. Arrest them. Incendio. Confringo.
feel as though you're not even
Arrest
trying.
Incendio. Confringo. Repulsor. Incendio.
One way or another, we'll get what we're owed.
Someone's
Arrest that.
I don't think you know who you're dealing with.
Incendio. Confringo. Incendio.
Don't have time for this. Get accustomed to that.
Arresto. Confringo. Incendio.
You from shoes to chapeau. Why can't I hit you? No! I will make you pay. No! Ah, you seem tired.
This must be Mr. Oakes's wand. Perhaps now he can set himself free.
Lucky, that's all. I'll bury you in the sea. Not long for a bait.
Arresto.
Not your best moment.
Incendio. Confringo. Repulsor. Arresto momentum. Incendio. Confringo.
Ranrok has fooled you all to your demise.
Reminds me of the time I nearly fell out of a car at Christmas. I was only young, like, but not like I'd fall out now.
Pass me my wand. I can't get out of this damn cell without it. It's my last hope. Please. My wand. Oh, thank you.
You did it! I found my wand and... Wait, you're a student? Oh, we must get you to safety immediately. It's dangerous.
It's all right, Mr. Oakes. I've dealt with these goblins before.
Dear Merlin, you're either very lucky or very talented. Well, how did you find me?
I'm a friend of Adelaide's. She was worried about your business with Ranrock's loyalists.
Oh, she was right to be. I couldn't go through with the agreement, and when I told them, I ended up blindfolded and behind bars. Been locked in that infernal cell for so long, they'd forgot I was even there. I overheard things. If only I could reward you for what you've done. Blasted goblins stole every canut on me. All I can say is thank you. Truly.
You mentioned you overheard things.
Sad tale, really. I think I know where Ranrok's unfortunate vendetta against wizardkind began. Although dragon breeding was outlawed by the Warlocks Convention of 1709, Ranrok stumbled upon an illegal dragon camp. He was young, found the creatures fascinating. He'd visit the camp in secret whenever he could, never making his presence known. After weeks of sly surveillance, he finally summoned the courage to speak to the wizard in charge. Ranrok wanted to join them, and the creatures. The wizard happened to drop his wand. Ranrok saw an opportunity. He picked it up, went to hand it back as a means of introducing himself. The sight of a goblin with a wand sent the wizard into an instant rage. He beat Ranrok nearly to death. Ever since, Ranrok has despised wizardkind, sees us all as cruel.
I'm grateful I was able to help you, Mr. Oakes. Adelaide thinks the world of you.
Oh, and I her. She's become quite savvy to my trading habits, always analyzing my detailed owls. If only I hadn't resorted to trading with such fiends. A lesson I shan't soon forget. Having my wand back is like being reunited with an old friend. I must return home and inform Adelaide of my safety. Will you be all right?
I'll be fine, Mr. Oakes. You get back to Adelaide. I assure you her worries outweigh yours.
Oh, I'm anxious to see my dear niece. And then I plan to travel far from here for my next round of trading. Thank you. May life reward you justly for your deeds. Be well, my friend.
Mr. Oakes was lucky. Ranrock's lot would never have freed him.
glad you came.
Hello, Sirona. I received your owl. How are you?
Hello, my friend. Did you ever find Lodgok?
I did, thank you. We had a good conversation. He sends you his best.
Glad to hear it. I shan't ask for details of your little chat, and I'll refrain from telling you to be careful yet again. But I hope you will be, whatever your plans.
Of course. Your owl mentioned you're needing my help with something.
I do. I thought you might be just the person to do a favor for my friend Dorothy Sprottle in Upper Hogsfield.
I don't believe I've met Mrs. Sprottle.
She's lovely. Her late husband Aidan was a friend of my father's. In fact, I'd stayed with Dot and Aidan the summers I waited tables here as a student. I've seen her a few times since Aidan passed, but the pub's been so busy lately, I've not been as attentive as I'd have liked. I wonder if you might pop in and see her. She may need some help collecting ingredients for her supply of Wiggenweld potion. And you could retrieve something of mine in the process. A box, full of old letters and such.
I'll try to go and see her when I can.
It would mean the world to me, and to Dorothy. Aidan was bringing the box of letters to me when he was taken ill. Dot can tell you where he might have dropped it.
Upper Hogsfield. Now, where to find Mrs. Sprottle? Hello, Mrs. Sprottle. Actually, Sirona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you.
Oh, dear Sirona, a gem. Has been for as long as I've known her.
She thought you might need help collecting ingredients for your Wiggenweld potion.
And she's correct. My darling Aidan used to collect hawk lumps for me. Since he died, my supply has dwindled.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Sprottle.
Oh, thank you. Love of my life. A bit lost without him. If you wouldn't mind gathering some hawk lumps for me, I'd be happy to compensate you for your time.
Believe it or not, I have some with me.
Oh, thank you. How wonderful. The travelling vendors will be thrilled to replenish their stock of Wiggenweld potion.
Sirona also mentioned that Mr. Sprottle was bringing her a box of letters when he fell ill.
Indeed he was. I'd almost forgotten. I stumbled upon it just before Aidan died. He was hoping to go through it with Sirona over a butterbeer or two. Those two were always like two bowtruckles in a branch. Aidan took ill when he was collecting hawk lumps on his way to see her. He made it home, but I fear he dropped the box in the cavern. The cavern is in the hills just southwest of our hamlet. You can gather hawk clumps and collect the box of letters there.
Thank you, Mrs. Sprottle.
Thank you. I'll be here if you are able to collect those hawk clumps. I and the vendors I help would greatly appreciate it.
This must be the cavern Mrs. Sprottle mentioned. Better have a look around, see if I can find that box of letters. Ah, that's all the hawk clumps for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased. Either I'll have to fight that troll, or avoid it altogether. This must be Sirona's box of letters. I should take this box of letters to Sirona. I think that's everything. This looks intriguing.
Confringo! Confringo! Arresto momentum. Incendio. Confringo.
Is that Inferius wearing a woolly jumper? That must be Bardolph.
Arresto momentum. Confringo. Incendio. Confringo. Incendio. Confringo. Incendio. Poison. Incendio. Confringo. Incendio. Arresto momentum. Confringo. Incendio. Confringo. Incendio. Incendio. Confringo.
Bardolph's woolen jumper. I'm not sure Madame Beaumont would want to know what really happened to him.
Thinking in terms of good and evil, really.
Oh, my sincerest gratitude, you brave soul. You've made up a hogsfield safer.
Madame Beaumont? I believe I have some news of your brother.
Bardolph? What do you know of my brother?
I'm afraid he's joined the Ashwinders and has no interest in returning.
What? No, this can't be. He was seeking their advice, that's all.
I'm truly sorry. I wish it had been better news. I wish you well, Madame Beaumont.
What more could I have done? Oh, Bardolph!
Hello, Sirona. I have good news. I was able to provide your friend Mrs. Sprottle with some horklumps for her Wiggenweld potion, and I found your box of letters.
Oh, thank you. I knew you were the one to ask.
I'm glad I could be of help. Mrs. Sprottle sends her best.
Don't know what I'd have done without her and Aidan. Thank you, again, for helping her, and for returning this box of letters. It's nice to reflect on good memories.
Pushing a plow is good.
No need for sleeping drop. When you find a good opportunity.
Centaurs have never had much use for them.
Can't imagine how old.
Thank you again for delivering those potions to Madame Lowing. Saved me a time in trouble. Hear you found a bit of treasure in the forest. Was never one for adventure myself. A wise decision. Thank you.
Can't imagine how inconvenient travel was before I invented flu powder.
I've completed my assignments, Professor.
Pleased to hear it. Professor Weasley will be too. I'll be sure to let her know how well you're coming along.
Thank you, Professor.
Professor Hecat tells me she taught you Levioso, so you should be ready for a more advanced levitation charm. Wingardium Leviosa requires a bit of concentration and a nice, graceful wand movement. Let's see you try your hand at it. When executed correctly, you should be able to pick up boulders as though they were sprigs of sneezewort. Well done! Feel free to practice Wingardium Leviosa here in the greenhouse. I've set some crates out for you in the next room.
Wingardium Leviosa.
How nice to see you, my young friend.
Make way.
I wonder why Madame Kagami didn't become a professional critic.
What does it matter whether...
There's the fountain. I'm getting closer.
The Daedalian keys are back. Aren't they brilliant?
Is everything all right?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm Nellie, by the way. I'm just so excited that the Daedalian keys are back.
The what keys?
The Daedalian keys. Surely you've seen them flying about. Rumour is that a former headmistress, Professor Moll, conjured them to protect the contents of certain locked cabinets years ago. Professor Black couldn't be bothered to disenchant the keys, and they appear every few years. You should try to catch one.
Why would I do that?
Each key will lead you to a locked cabinet somewhere in the castle. If you can manage to get the key into the cabinet lock, not an easy task, you may find a reward.
Perhaps I'll give it a go.
I hope you do. In fact, I think I heard one of the keys in the astronomy tower. You should listen for them. I hope you follow a few keys at least. If you manage to open a cabinet, I'd love to know what you find, if anything.
Try working.
Talk about this?
finally made a friend.
A Daedalian key. Wonder where it might lead me.